That means go. Right? What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
My name is Kyra. I am your host. This is the ARkaive, and this is my co-host,
Jonathan Nigel.
Yes, welcome to the ARkaive pod, guys, where we thank you for listening. Episode two.
Sorry.
Yes. Welcome to the ARkaive, guys, where we deep dive into the evolution of popular music by artists that make it pop. And today we are talking about the producers who have gotten us
through,
just provided this musica with our favorite artists, the live track. Yes, I love that. I went up to one of my favorite producers and I was like, it's like he made a lot of the gospel songs that I grew up on. I was like, you were the soundtrack to my childhood. That's what I told him. Yes. So yes, today we were talking about the producers who have made our life track. So let's get into it. Producers, yeah. So when we think of like what a producer is, I think like a lot of people have like a random definition of what a music producer is. I think when I have conversations with some people about what they do, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm a music producer. But to me, there's a specific thing that a music producer does. So I want to get into that today. I want to ask you first though, Jonathan, what does a music producer do?
I feel like the music producer has the vision musically of how a song should be. They know how to go into the studio, take their pieces, put them together, however they can hear the beat, they can see it however, and they're able to technically go in and do it.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think is a producer.
Yeah, I think that's spot on as well, Okay, so a producer's role can include gathering the ideas, composing the music, actually writing the music, choosing session musicians. So when you say like having the idea and then maybe being able to go in and actually play it, sometimes if they can't play it, if they hear this like horn line or this string violin line and they don't actually play that instrument, they hire the musician that is an expert at that to come and do that for them, right? Proposing changes to the song arrangement. So no, the hook should actually start the song. No, there should be an intro to the song, like stuff like that. That's producing the song. Coaching the performers when the singer is singing, like, sis or bro, you got like, you're a little flat, you're a little sharp. Try dropping the jaw. Try, like singing your head voice, your chest voice, knowing all of that. Controlling the session. Sometimes there just be a lot of people in the room, and you got to make sure egos sometimes are, rubbed like a genie in a bottle. Or you just have to be like, that's not welcomed here. That ego, like everybody just wants to have fun.
Like what though? Like I've never been in a session, a studio session. So what does that look like? An ego? Creative?
That's like, it's like, okay, I had a writing camp once, right? And there's like 15 different writers in there. So everyone wants their idea to be chosen. So if you have 5 writers in a room and you're writing one song, and somebody wants to say the sun, the moon, the stars, and somebody wants to say the river, the ocean, the sea, and then the group chooses one, the sun, the moon, the stars. Now the river, ocean, and the sea is like, what about mine? Mine was better. No, since y'all don't want to pick mine, now I'm not going to participate. That's ego.
Oh.
It's like, relax. Like, we're collectively, like, you have to put that to the side sometimes. Now, when you're in the room by yourself, you could ocean, river, sea it up because it's you by yourself. It's your song. But when you're trying to like collectively collaborate, there has to be some give and take. Your opinion, your choice may get chosen sometimes, it may get chosen throughout the song, but when it's not, how do you deal with it being rejected? How do you
Yeah.
deal with
Yeah.
rejection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The feelings hurt a little bit, but
Yeah.
hurt, as we say.
Yeah, you
And
butthurt,
then,
and it's alright. It's gonna be alright,
yeah.
when you butthurt, it's gonna be alright. So, a producer in the room, though, has to deal with all of those personalities and, like, control them, and I not control them, but, like,
Manage
manage.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get in because some of the producers we'll talk about today, um, had to manage a lot of huge personalities in one room
Mm.
and create this product, this song, whether it's one song or a full album, you know, to give us music that we like. Like you got to like deal with all of this stuff. Yeah. So then supervising the audio mixing. So now the producer also has to do the post work. So you're literally like the production of something. It's not just I'm gonna cook this up and give it to the next person and they do what they do. It's like overseeing it. Like, all right, I'm gonna cook this up with me, just myself, or me and the people that I'm collaborating with. And then I'm gonna send it to this engineer who's gonna mix the levels and stuff. And I'm gonna say, no, maybe we should turn this a little bit down because the vision, you understand the entire vision, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So even sitting with the audio mixing engineer, and then sometimes even supervising the mastering of the song. So really like packaging it up to make sure that when it goes out to DSPs, when it goes out to Apple Music, when it goes out to Tidal, it's tight and right,
Hmm.
you know? So to me, that is what a producer is. Excuse me. But we have people in this industry today who don't they call themselves a producer, but I would call them beat makers.
Hmm.
This is a person who can make a beat without seeing the full vision, or not seeing the full vision, but like getting the full vision
A certain level.
to the point of, yes, to a certain level, like to the point of being finished.
Right. Because it's the
Like,
difference between having an idea
yeah,
and then coming out with a final product. Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's the difference between a beat maker and a producer. For example, like if I were to like make a beat, no lyrics, no song, no melody, no nothing, no vocals, like an instrumental, um, and then I send it out to different like singers or a rapper, that's a beat. But now if I were to make this beat, still send it out to somebody, and then I say, okay, come in, let's cut your vocals. Okay, let's put like ad libs here. That's producing. Like you're like sketching out the full
Right.
product.
It's almost like a demo when you send it out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're in fashion. So tell me, is there something similar in the fashion world where like what is it called? A beat maker and a producer.
Ace. Well, so there's stylists who gather the clothes that are already made.
Mm.
There's designers who see the vision, but there's also dressmakers and pattern makers. So there's designers who don't know how to sew, like Marc Jacobs or Tommy Hilfiger. Like they don't know how to sew,
But they're producers in music.
but they're
Because
producers.
they could say we need this, 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 this.
Well, at certain points, I would say so. Like for instance, like Marc Jacobs is probably more of a producer because he is more hands on throughout the whole process. I feel like Tommy Hilfiger is very separated until it's time
Like
for
he
him.
says
He's
yes,
the
no.
optics. You know what I mean? He comes in when
Mm.
when the people are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And has he always been that way, or is that just in his?
I don't know. I could see it, but I work with him at Tommy, like where I haven't seen him at all. And all of a sudden he's at the sewing machine taking pictures on Instagram. I'm like, that fabric wasn't even from this season.
There's producers like that. Literally, they just put their tag. There's a person I'm thinking about right now. I paused for a
I'm like,
second.
yeah,
Hype man.
right. And cash they check.
Cash ka-ching. Because you put that tag on there. I try to not say it, but like do the rhythm of what this particular producer. DJ.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking the same thing, but I was like, I didn't have it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure not.
I don't want to take anything away from him. I mean,
No,
his
because
like what he
having the
create,
ear is just like having the eye.
it is part of it. I think there you can have the ear, and may not know how to do it technically. However, comma, how long he been looking at it? How long they been? He ain't learned nothing how to do it.
Maybe he doesn't want to
Right.
because maybe his
There's a lot of
part.
things he doesn't want to do.
Yes, because his part. Please.
What?
Please. Oh my gosh. Okay. I the when it registered. Okay, and if you get that, you get that. If you don't, I'm sorry, we're not gonna say it on the archive
Mm.
podcast, but
Ask
you
Nikki.
know.
She'll tell you
Yes.
about it.
Yes, his beautiful wife. Hey.
That's his wife named Nikki?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, no,
Are we
Nick
talking about the same thing?
yes.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj referenced it in one of her songs.
Oh, okay. Okay, back to
Yeah,
what we were saying though. How you were saying, like, was it Tommy Hilfiger?
yeah.
Tommy Hilfiger, once upon a time, would say yes, no by looking, whether he
Yeah,
touched the
yeah.
clothes, and still to this day probably says yes,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, at some point, yeah.
That is an eye thing to
Mhm.
keep the consistency in a brand,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where that's what I'm saying. I do respect DJ Khaled for his ear because he says yes, no on the album, whether or not he's producing or making the beats, he's producing the project. He's
Right.
producing those songs, but
Not bad.
yeah, yeah,
As long
no.
as he don't
There he makes
op
hits like
yeah,
anthems.
just don't open your mouth.
DJ,
We
why you don't want him to open his mouth
I
though?
don't like those tags, those are annoying. When you shout your name every tag Swiss Beats does it, I'm like, "Swiss, I get it. You're here."
But Swiss actually produces.
Oh, yeah, I would
Yeah,
imagine,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Where I don't know if DJ Khaled ever hits like a 808 drum.
Mm,
I don't know if he ever plays a chord on a key.
mhm.
Ray said nope.
Nope.
you know? So but that's the difference. Like DJ Khaled would be a Tommy Hilfiger and Swiss Beats would
Let me see their resumes.
Yeah.
Compare.
Yes.
Right,
And
yeah.
Swiss would be he's an actual producer, or like even Dr. Dre. Like
Mhm.
Dr. Dre can play a lot of instruments, but
They're like
sitting in
McQueen,
okay, why?
because McQueen was draping on the body, or like a Dior, like a, you know, Balenciaga, like Cristobal Balenciaga, who actually draped on the body. And like, that's a different kind of fashion design. We actually just tear the fabric and just like Halston, he didn't use muslin, which is like a cheap
Yeah.
fabric. He used the actual fabric,
Mm,
which is more expensive,
very
but it
expensive.
hangs the way you want it to hang. So
Mm.
just those little details, like you were saying, of doing things and.
And did they have so like Dr. Dre being the producer that he can play all the instruments, but he may bring in a Bluetooth who is crazy on piano and keys.
Bluetooth?
His name is Bluetooth.
Oh, oh.
Yeah,
I thought they
that's
were.
like his name,
Oh,
his
okay.
production name. He may bring him in and he's crazy on keys and piano. Though Dr. Dre is also crazy on keys and piano, but this man like plays keys and piano, so
Yeah.
he'll bring him in and have him play like he could play Thelonious Monk on spot like that, So like to me, is that or would you say even though he can drape it, he brings in people that
Yeah,
specializes in certain things.
yeah, like he'll drape it. I'm sorry, he'll drape it, and then Someone will come in and take those pieces, make the pattern, and reform it so they can reproduce it essentially.
Yeah, that's
Create it.
cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. Okay, so let's get into our top producers. Do you want to do one first? One of your faves?
you go first.
Okay, singular producer.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about um, our favorite producers. We're going to be talking about our favorite producer duos, and then some of our favorite producers with artists
Mhm.
that they, made a vibe. Okay, so I'll go first. Producer, one of my favorites. I thought it was fitting to start with Quincy Jones.
Yes.
Rest in peace. He lived to 91. Yeah, I believe it was 91 years old. But Quincy Jones, first of all, I put this here today. The Wiz. Quincy Jones is the greatest producer to ever live, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah, we give a
Yeah.
round of applause. Yeah, go ahead. What are you gonna
He
say?
just changed everybody's ear, like how we listen to music.
Where do you think in his career it changed how people listen to music? Like, why that to support him?
Well, for me, like I think when I realized who Quincy Jones was We Are the World.
Mm.
That whole, because this was like late 80s, I want to say early
Yeah.
90s. So you had Michael, Cindy,
Did you
Tina.
watch the docu on it?
Not yet, but I want to because I forgot. Yes, but I had
First,
that on tape, that video on tape. Like all of my people were up there.
so a little background on that day, period. It was they recorded that song because again, they had to have all those people in one place, right? And what brings all those celebrities to one place? Award shows. So after I think it was the AMAs or
Hmm.
the MTV Awards, he got all of them. Don't go to no after party. Come to the studio.
That's pull when you can
That's
just. But
producing.
right, he managed it like they had a very short
Yes.
window.
And it was him. He wrote We Are the World and produced We Are the World with, I think it was Smokey Robinson,
Michael,
Michael
yeah,
Jackson, and Stevie Wonder. So the four of them met up the night before and they only had a melody. Da-da-da-da. And then they needed lyrics. So they brought in Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson the night before recorded most of the vocals on his own
yeah,
and with Smokey and Stevie's like guidance on lyrics and stuff. And then the next day, having Stevie there, having Smokey kind of just help like facilitate it. But that's like 40 people to sing and egos.
and this is during the time where you had to pick up the telephone, like you
Yes.
know what I mean. It wasn't like people had to plan.
Yes. We're talking Diana Ross, Dionne Warwick. I'm trying to think of some of the other people. Who else? Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper and oh gosh, she was in the duo. And Annie Lennox.
Who's that?
She's a pop star. She was in a gosh, what's the name? Uh,
Annie
Annie
Lennox. Is
Lennox.
that where Ari got her name from?
Possibly. She
She's
had so many
she's Scottish. She's from America though.
sweet dreams.
Sweet
Sweet dreams
dreams
are
are
made
made
of.
of
Yeah,
love.
iconic.
I was saying
Yeah.
at first I
It's
said
like
sweet
sweet dreams.
dreams.
Eurythmics.
Either way,
Right. Well, I feel like that song samples it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so. I think she had
fire.
to get credit for that. But yeah, Eurythmics, which is an
That's the name of the
amazing.
band.
Yeah, it was her and like I guess it's just her musical partner.
Mhm.
They had a few albums that she went solo.
Wow,
Yeah, she's good. Her voice is
I gotta check her music out.
yeah, she's iconic.
Yeah, We Are the World was like lit that whole day. The documentary is really good. You guys should check it out. It's on Netflix, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix. Super good. Really a good work. So yeah, shout out to Quincy. Of course, he gave us Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. Three of Michael Jackson's most insane, like really shifted pop music. Um, shifted all music,
Mhm.
honestly. He had orchestras in there, he had bands on there, which in his discography goes back to the 40s. Like this man has like a multi-decade, you know, producer. Yeah, he was born in 1933, so
Literally during the Depression.
literally, yeah. So the GOAT of producers. Okay, who's your next? Oh wait, sorry. One more thing about Quincy. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want to list off some of the people he's worked with.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Michael Jackson, George Benson. He was the producer of the film and the music composer, co-producer of The Wiz.
Mhm.
Um, Rufus and Shaka Khan. Barry White, Tamia, Frank Sinatra, Paul McCartney, like just to
And soundtrack for Color Purple.
the Color Purple and producer
Yeah,
of the actual movie,
and the remake,
executive producer,
right?
and the remake. Yeah,
That
literally
soundtrack is
royalty.
so good. Like the original. God, I love that soundtrack.
Sister
You've been
on my
Don't even
mind.
get me
Yeah,
started.
that's okay. Okay, okay. Who's your
um,
yours?
s Dark Child.
Hey,
That I didn't like.
that's Rodney Jerkins, right?
Rodney Jerkins, Dark. Yeah. Um, he is by far, to me, probably one of the most prolific, like, uh producers of like the generation, you know what I mean? Like the millennials. Like I feel like you have had your first kiss, you had your first dance, you've had your first drink, your first joint, lost your virginity, went to the club, to a Rodney Darkchild song. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
um,
What's some of his stuff?
so Destiny's Child, Lose My Breath. Like,
Is that the same song as "Can You Keep Up"?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Um, Aaliyah, Everything's Gonna Be All Right, 96.
How's
That's
it go?
Um,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
everything
not
gonna
good at
be
Aaliyah's
all right.
music.
It's time. It's from 90. It's One in a Million.
Eh. Okay.
It's
Okay.
kind of a deeper cut from the album,
Okay.
but that's the first time I've ever heard
Because
about it.
Missy and Timbo did some on that too.
They did most of it, yeah. The Boy Is Mine, Hello, like the song.
Did you see, by the way,
Hmm.
um, Brandy's daughter and Erica Campbell from Mary Mary's daughter
Okay,
just did a remake of That Boy Is Mine because Ariana Grande.
brought them in for the remix. She was inspired by that. She basically, yeah.
Yes, she did. She put a song out that was
Oh, The
called
Boy Is Mine,
"The Boy Is
and it
Mine"
was inspired, yeah.
and put Brandy and Monica on it,
The remix,
on the remix.
yes.
So the daughters, but it's not. It's Brandy's daughter and Mary Mary's daughter. They did a remake, but in the video, they dressed up as the characters from Wicked
Oh,
just to make it
interesting.
relevant. It's a little bit just like all over the place, but it was cute.
Cute. Okay. Um,
Wicked, That Boy Is Mine, but yeah.
So speaking of Boys Man, so Brandy and Monica, I think won their only Grammys with that song because they Brandy wrote it. Maybe they both wrote it. Anyway, they got nominated again for the remix with Ariana Grande.
Oh shoot,
Yeah,
the song that keeps giving.
yeah, full circle moment for that.
Hey, and they're gonna be paid
Oh yeah,
because Grande fans don't play.
no,
Yeah, they're gonna stream that
it's a
time.
good song.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a good, yeah. Um, who else? She did. He did a lot of work with Monica, Angel of Mine, which was a bop. Remember that song? Angel of Mine.
Oh,
That's not the right
sorry.
song. Nay, 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 nay. Sorry, I didn't do my vocal warm ups. It's not right, but it's okay. Whitney Houston.
Is
It's
that the song with the bob?
yes.
Yes,
She
I love
brought the
the
bob
bob.
back
Yeah.
to the millennium.
I love Whitney in her music videos.
Yes.
Like
It was like she was like, what?
she always had
Yeah.
attitude, and it was just
Right.
like, "Hey," like she was
She
gonna
was
give it
on
to
a
you.
schedule at her video. She's like, I'm only gonna be
Yeah.
here for 2 hours and 45 minutes. What y'all need me to do? Because I'm gonna be
Yes.
out.
Hmm.
I was gonna say something about it's not right, but it's okay. Something about that. Anywho, but yeah, he gave us a lot of good stuff. The thing I love about Rodney is he broke the boundaries of what a black producer should produce.
Yeah.
Especially like the '90s and 2000s.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because it's like you do R&B or rap, kind of thing. But he did pop. He worked with Michael Jackson, Monica,
Yeah, his
TLC.
work with Michael Jackson is my favorite Michael Jackson on Invincible. Have you listened? Yes.
Yes.
Invincible. Butterflies is on that album.
Hmm.
You give me
That's one of my favorite.
yeah. Inside.
That's recorded twice. Floor Tree first recorded that on their album Butterflies, or
Well, Marsha recorded that for MJ. She may have redone it with Floetry.
didn't it release? Maybe
Maybe.
not.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah. Um, guess what he did, which I found kind of funny.
What?
Did you know that Tyra Banks did a song?
First of all, no.
Shake Your Body. You should look it up.
Let's listen to it.
That's produced by Dark Child. This is when Tyra thought
Shake your body.
yeah, she thought she was gonna be in the top 10.
Why she thought that?
Well, because she had a show on UPN.
It's
And
not even on Apple Music.
it should not be. It's on YouTube where it belongs.
All right, we're not
It's,
going through all that because I don't want
but it's like
to.
shake it. I just want you to hear her vocal. Like the vocal
I'm gonna
is
listen.
like, girl, have a seat. But yeah,
Tyra
like,
Banks.
Tyra Banks. But Lady Gaga.
Rooting for you.
Tiffany. That show does not age well. Some of
It
it,
didn't, but I'm gonna keep watching
right?
it.
Because it's on 24 hours a day somewhere
Yes,
in the
it's
world.
on Netflix.
Oh, right. It just
Yeah,
all
America's Next
47
Top Model.
seasons.
Yes. Oh, 47. Yo, I be watching that show. It's really good.
It is good.
It's funny.
Do you know he did shirt by SZA? Dark Child?
No, you didn't.
Yes, he did. He sure did. And your boy Justin Bieber, As Long As You Love Me.
Yeah, I know he did some more people.
And Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
Janet?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, he was so good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Rodney?
Rodney.
Was he in a duo?
No, he was not to my knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so either.
Um,
Cool. Go, Rodney. Okay, my next one is OVO 40.
yes.
First of all, the sonic world that 40 made for Drake and for the whole, like, as soon as you hear it, it's like, oh, that's Drake. Even if it's not Drake, we know that the person who's taking it from or like was inspired by Drake,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So some of my favorite songs that he did with Drake was Furthest Thing from Perfect, I already know.
What album is
That was on Nothing Was the Same with the Sky.
Yes.
Um, Nice for What? I think that's Kiki. Do you love me? Yeba's Heartbreak.
I,
What happened?
okay. Yes, I love that song.
Yeah,
It was
Yeba.
alright.
Yeah, I love Yeba.
Every time that song, I hear that song, I think of one particular person dancing to it.
Which one? Kiki?
Yes, one person. Can you read my mind?
Can I read your mind? I only think of one person.
What is it?
I doubt it's gonna be the same person.
What is it?
Ray, what's the guy's name that be? Okay, yeah, no, she doesn't.
But I think
She doesn't deserve to be on this podcast.
every time I hear it, because
I never seen her dance to that.
because it came out when I did my film, and that song came out.
She stole from me around that time.
Oh. And I just remember her doing the dance in the backyard. So
yeah, no, she doesn't. She has no place. No
so,
place.
it's that image pops in my head every time.
Ray, what's that boy's name? He's light skinned and he be getting light in New York, but he's famous on. He be snotting sometimes and drooling. Yes,
Who?
him. That's who I think about.
I don't even know who that is. What is this, a character or something?
No, he's legit like he be on social media. You know, he's like a
And be drooling
influencer.
and stuff?
Yeah, he be drooling.
Okay.
Shout out to you.
I don't be on the internet, so.
yeah. Okay. Yeba's Heartbreak. One dance. I need a one dance. Got an essay in my hand. On one high. Sorry, that's
Sound like
really
Aaron
bad.
Neville.
God's Plan.
Okay, yeah.
Just hold on, we're coming home.
Yes, I love that.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Child's Play. I said, bounce that, like, whoa.
Oh my God,
That's my favorite song by Drake. Bounce it. Why you gotta fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I love to go there. Say I'm acting light skin. I can't take you nowhere. This is a place for families that drive Camrys and go to Disney. They don't need to know all about business. You wild and you stupid childish. You go to CVS for Kotex in my Bugatti. I'm sorry, I had to sing that whole part right there. Passion Fruit.
Yes.
So can I just tell a quick story about Passion Fruit? Passionate from miles away, right?
Yeah.
I was sitting in the car with my dad, and that's kind of dark. I'm not gonna say that. We were sitting in the car, and the radio was on, and Shaka Khan starts singing "Passionate from Miles Away." That is a Shaka Khan sample.
I didn't know
You
that.
cannot find the song of Shaka singing it anywhere.
Why?
Well, I can.
Was you heard on the radio?
I heard it on the radio, and it was definitely Shaka Khan singing a song called "Passion Fruit." I feel like Drake like bought the song and removed,
It could have been one of her unreleased, or if it's on the
but it
radio,
was on
maybe
the
just
radio. It
weird
was on like one of those channels that plays old school, like deep
cut stuff.
cut. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. But I really want to hear the Shaka Khan version again. Yeah, and then last one for Drake is "I Got Energy, Got a Lot of Energy."
Energy,
Yeah,
yes, I
and
love
40
it.
has produced way more than that
Yeah.
for Drake, but those were just like some of my favorite. He produced "Work, Work, 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 Work." Yeah.
See, I had to roll it.
Yes. Da, da, da. Ah,
You know,
yes.
she's like, I'm finished with
I
music. I'm like,
know.
dang.
It's okay though. I love her.
She had this Fenty check.
Mhm.
Speaking of unreleased, Dark Child. So you know he did Telephone with Lady Gaga and Beyonce.
Yeah.
So he also did a song with Lady Gaga called Reloaded, which it never got released, but he does the rap. It was like a demo, right? He does this little
Mhm.
rap part. It's not really rap, but it's a hot song. I was
You
like,
gotta send me that.
yeah, it's so good. I used to just listen to it on YouTube like all the time, like when Lady Gaga was first coming out in
Yeah.
2009, and we couldn't get enough of her music.
Yes, yes.
But yeah,
We gotta talk
yeah.
about Gaga. All right, so yeah, he produced Work, still talking about 40. He produced Rihanna's Work, Alicia Keys' Unthinkable.
I love. He did that song,
Yes. Um, but Drake too. Drake is on. You remember?
right?
I
Because
told
he
you
wrote
they
that.
wrote it.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. You did say that. Yeah.
ASAP Rocky, which if you guys haven't watched already, please go and watch our first episode, Alicia Keys. The whole episode is about Alicia Keys. Fire. Okay, back to 40. He wrote ASAP Rocky's In Problems. I got a problem. And yeah, I got a problem.
What album is
Got
it?
a problem. And wait a minute. My talk turned into a pep rally. You know that song?
Yeah, but they sound.
Jay-Z's on it. I
Um,
think Rick Ross is on it.
that's from. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, he produced I wanna say you're mine, you're mine.
Oh
You're mine, you're mine.
yes. That's when he got the Beyonce
Yeah.
anointment.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to 40.
Yeah, that's a good one. Um, Next up,
Yeah, do you have another producer?
single.
Yeah, yeah, singular one. Okay, I have one more.
Oh, you got you. Okay, cool.
I wanted to talk about Rick Rubin.
Please.
Yes. So Rick Rubin is literally you would never he's just very versatile. He's another person that I would put in a category of a Quincy Jones
Mm,
because of again the people and the way he can manage a room, but then musically how he can take one genre and seamlessly bring another genre with it, which he has done, I think, the best with rock and hip hop.
mm-hmm.
So, for example, 99 Problems, Jay-Z, he produced that. He produced for Linkin Park. He's produced for Imagine Dragons. These are all like big rock bands, Aerosmith. But then he's also produced Red Hot Chili Peppers. But he's also produced for L. Cool J, Kendrick Lamar. He produced this one song with Kanye West, Nas, and KRS-One and Rakim. Those like those
What song is
four,
that?
I wouldn't be able to tell you right now.
I knew they had a song together.
Nah.
You said
Kanye,
yeah, yeah.
Nas, KRS-One,
Oh,
and
that's
you know it?
no, but something you said. Did you know that LL Cool J just came out with an album like a month ago?
What?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Really? Is it given? Ah,
No, it's
okay,
progress. You know what I mean?
I want to go
Still like He was doing his thing. The
which
production was good.
I love. Look
Yeah,
at,
yeah.
I don't mind that.
No, yeah, I don't either, but no, that's not him. You know,
Okay,
he
okay.
got this. What was he on? CSI? He got this.
That's Ice-T.
No, that's yes, Ice T and
Law and
SV.
Order.
Yeah, Law and Order. CSI on CBS. He's on that show for a
Oh,
long
I didn't
time.
know there was another rapper in the like killing
Catching
world.
Killers. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been on that. She was on CBS for like a decade.
What?
Yeah.
Go off, LL. I remember him in my favorite movie,
Which one?
Deliver Us from Eva. God's own truth. That was my
I thought you were
shit.
gonna say, what's that one where he's in with the shark? I love that. Deep
Oh,
Blue, Deep Blue. I like the Deep Blue.
yes.
Deep Blue.
He was a chef, right?
He
Why
was
he
with
always
the
in
bird.
food?
I know, right?
Deliver Us
That's
from Eva, he was a meat
That's around the
deliverer.
same time too. In the
Yeah,
late
what's
90s.
good with that?
That's what
Anyway,
he's doing right now. He got typecast.
yeah, facts. Um, Rick Rubin. So this was interesting. Do you know who Saul Williams is?
Saul Williams.
An activist. He's really, really, really like a big voice in the Palestine genocide fight right now. And also happened to go with one of my dad's best
Singer
friends in high school.
Singer songwriter?
Singer, songwriter, poet, activist.
Yes. I do, yeah. I've seen him before.
Yeah. Was like one of my dad's best friends as like in
Really?
high school as a kid. Rick Rubin produced his debut album. I'm looking and I see Saul Williams. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's so cool, like to have on your resume. So I thought
Isn't
that was really cool.
isn't he an actor too? Saul
I'm
Williams?
sure. I'm sure.
I've seen his face. Wow.
Yeah.
Might check out his music.
Yes, yes. Amazing poet, like amazing author. Yeah, really cool.
Where'd your dad go to school?
They grew up in Newburgh. They went to NFA, Newburgh something Academy.
Is that New York?
Newburgh, New York. Yeah,
Okay.
that's upstate, like Poughkeepsie, Newburgh,
Oh, okay.
Kingston, Newburgh, like up there. But yeah, Rick Rubin, literally a goat, has worked with so many different people, still killing it today. Actually, one of his books is right here
Oh yeah. That's someone I want.
called The Creative Act. This book is so good. Yeah, so good. Um, it's just a different way. It's a different way of like thinking about writer's block, different way of thinking about why you do what you do creatively and stuff like that. Great intention. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. That was going on my Christmas list.
Yes, I'll get it for you. Merry Christmas.
First book I read in a long time.
Yes. Okay, so shall we move on
Yes.
to producer duos?
Yes. So, Stargate.
Put me on. What is that? I saw you put that in the research, and I'm like, who is that?
So, if like Rodney Jenkins was my early up to my 1920s, Stargate took us through the eras of Rihanna. Like they're a Norwegian duo. Um, I'm gonna annihilate their names, but Tor E. Hermansen and Mikhail Erickson. And they've literally worked with like everybody. Katy Perry Firework,
Baby, you're a firework.
Take a Bow.
Come on and take a bow.
Yes, Key Up. Unfaithful.
How'd I go?
Um,
By who?
Rihanna, wait. I just lost the melody of that song.
Dang.
Um, yeah, I need to hear it.
I'm gonna play it. Hold on, before you move on. A little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is one of those that I've always just
That's one of her good deep cuts.
that I will let play, but I don't know it.
I love this song. I was like, okay, Rihanna can sing a slow.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Irreplaceable Rude Boy.
Call me rude boy, boy.
Hey.
Irreplaceable. To the left, to the left.
Yes.
Everything you own in the box to the left.
Hmm.
In the closet. That's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, please don't touch. Okay, so they collaborated with Neo.
Yes.
Because Neo wrote that.
And he produced for Neo too. Oh, they produced for Neo too.
Mm.
Actually, Neo was one of the first songs they did in the U.S. He gave them like one of their like,
Which one's so sick?
yes, so sick. There you go,
Now,
2004.
why would I just say that?
Because you know, Diamonds, which means they work with Sia.
Diamonds. Sky, yes. Come on, Sia. I can't wait till we do our
Oh
songwriters
God, I love
episode
Sia.
because we need to talk about Sia.
Yes, she's
Sia.
given the children.
Sia.
Yes, like since 2000, like 7, 6.
Sia.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
see ya.
Sia. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Dancing with a Stranger, which is one of my favorite, Normani and Sam Smith.
Don't know
That was
it. Sorry.
2018.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard that.
good.
I'm
You've
gonna check
heard
it
it.
out.
It was a hit. I
I'm
think you
asleep.
heard
I probably didn't hear
it.
it.
Have you heard No Drama? Tinashe featuring Offset.
No. I'm gonna get you on. That's the only Tanache song. And
It was at right after that around.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was around that time. But yeah, so
And
they
girl.
uh, yeah, right.
Yeah, she ate with that song.
So they've just been around like they've given us some bobs. Like what I like about their production is it's not as it's very simple. It's sort of like, they were
Mm,
saying how when they produce it's like cooking. 3 ingredients. They like to give the artist space to like really
I
play and
like that.
yeah. So of
The
course
satellites.
Stargate.
Stargate. My bad.
And you know where they got that name from
Yeah.
is so Erickson had at the age of 12, he already had a song on the charts in Europe. By 17, he got his first like hit from through somebody else. So they were already friends, so they bought a studio. And so the idea was when the stars, they make artists stars once they come through their gate. So it was Stargate.
Stargate.
Yeah, yeah,
I like that. All right, I'm not gonna quote. I got it now.
yeah. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yes, it's like just takes me back. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
those
Stargate.
songs like give me like
They got some
visceral. They
hits.
do have hits.
I love
Like
that.
yeah, good ones. But
Nice. One of mine on my list was Pharrell and Chad Hugo.
yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up on Pharrell and Chad because my brother was what is it? What Neptunes?
Nerd.
Nerd. Yeah,
Yes.
NERD.
So Chad, what's the third?
Chad and Pharrell.
But what's the third?
It's Chad Hugo. That's his last name.
There's a third guy.
Oh,
That
but Chad wasn't one of the in NERD, right?
well, Nerd is the
The
music
group,
group, and
right?
Neptunes is the producing, right?
That's Pharrell's
Yeah.
and
So
Chad.
yeah, that's duo, and Nerd
Yeah.
is a
So
trio.
Neptunes. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Neptunes.
yeah,
Yeah, with Chad and him. But all I have really with them, or that made me even really like want to talk about them, because there's so many producer groups. But I saw the Lego pieces piece by piece.
Saw it.
Ah,
I want to see it.
so Pharrell tells the story of how him and Chad became. It's really his story how
Mhm.
Pharrell became who he is today, from the producer, the father, and the husband. I loved it. What I loved about the Lego movie a lot was, say someone's like shooting a documentary, the camera angles, the movement of the camera, following someone walking around. It's like he took all of his footage from over the years and gave it to Lego, and
They did it.
they made the Lego world based off of how it was already shot.
That's
It
cool.
was so cool. So yes, that was really cool, and it was cool to see him and Chad's story. Grew up in Virginia. I think it was Teddy Riley that went to Virginia, and they were young boys, wanted a chance. He gave them a chance, dubbed them again. you know, just all the like ways they grinded and stuff. So, but yeah, their music, like the rock influences, the pop
Mhm.
influences, the weirdness, the
They're like skater boys. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
It was like the first time I saw like he's not black. He's mixed, right? For real.
I think he's black.
Is he black? Okay, I thought he was biracial. But the first time like I saw a man of color like on a skateboard, like wearing Vans, I'm like, it's like California,
Yeah, yeah,
even though
yeah.
they weren't California. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he talks about in the Lego movie how he was always like an outcast because of how he liked to dress and like how he just moved, like he was really artsy, whatever.
And about this big,
He's short?
I think Pharrell is this big.
What? I
He,
never seen him
I
in
think
person.
four,
For real? I'm
what's
5'2", so everybody's tall to me.
what's 24 karat magic? What's his name?
Bruno,
Yeah,
he's tiny,
yeah.
short.
I think he got him by like 2 or 3.
Oh, wow.
His wife is tall.
Oh, I'm sure.
She's pretty. They look
Yeah,
really
she's
cute
pretty.
together.
And they have like twins, like they have a lot of
Yeah,
kids.
they've been together literally since 1975.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
1975 is insane.
I mean, before he got
Yeah.
popular, which I love.
Yeah. Well, in the Lego movie, they tell you how they met.
Mm.
Super cute. Yeah, you should watch it. Okay, I have one more. Jimmy Jam and Terry
Oh
Lewis.
my gosh.
Yeah. Janet Jackson, Lonely, Nasty, Rain. Mariah Carey, Yolanda Adams, Shaka Khan, Cheryl Lynn, Patti LaBelle, Earth, Wind and Fire, Mary J. Blige. And this was my favorite, Usher, You Remind Me. You remind
Yeah.
me of a girl, and I
I just think Janet
wanna
Jackson.
say. Right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And the time. They were in
Yeah.
the time with Prince. They were from the
Yeah.
Memphis Sound? No.
Minneapolis?
Minneapolis, sorry.
Yes.
Minneapolis, yeah.
Yes. Did you hear? Have you ever heard this or Jimmy Jam talk about this or tell the story about Prince?
Which one?
Jimmy Jam and Prince were in the same elementary middle school class.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he says one day they were in music and the teacher goes, "Okay, everybody, we're going to put you on an instrument." And Prince really wanted to play, let's say it was guitar.
Mm.
And the teacher was like, "No, like I don't think this is for you." So he went home and learned it thoroughly on it and came in and ripped in front of the whole class and put the instrument down and sat down. Like you told me yesterday I couldn't do it, so I went home and learned it. And that's his memory of being in school with Prince.
That's crazy.
I got to meet Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So kind, so sweet, always like very just like personable,
Mhm.
always willing to have a conversation, and it's not like weird conversation. It's just like, yeah, so it's just like it's good conversation. It's like regular human interaction. So,
Did you meet him in passing or meet them in passing?
um, so someone that I work really closely with, Joey Harris, is really good friends with the both of them and has worked with Janet and her team and stuff. So just being at same events, constantly seeing each other, sitting at the same dinner table, stuff like
You know,
that.
played.
Eating at the yeah, it's just like wait, what'd you say? Eating
Eating
off
off
the
the
same
same
plate? I thought you said something else, but
Yeah.
exactly. Biting off the same piece of bread,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's a friend too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it was cool. Cool to meet them.
I remember. Did you ever watch Half and Half? Speaking of UPN, did you ever watch that?
Felix was it that in that one? No,
No.
that's
It's
Gabe.
about the two sisters.
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay, so one sister works at a
Um,
as an A&R in a record company.
what's one of the sisters' names?
Mona.
What's the like her real name? She's from Smart Guy.
One was for Smart Guy.
Yes. Okay, I know the show.
Yeah. Um, and the other one was from what's that movie about witches from the 90s? The Craft. The other actors from the
White
Craft.
woman.
No, black. She's only the black girl in the Craft. So they're sisters anyway. So they're having a competition with artists, up and coming artists. But they actually made it a competition for the show where artists send in their music, and they got kind of mentorship by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So they had
Oh,
this like
cool.
3 episode arc, like help. It was kind of
That's
cool
cool.
because kind of documentary style.
Yeah, yeah, oh, that is cool. I love how they have their like signature look
Yeah,
too.
the long coats, the hat. Yeah,
Yes, I
those
love
coats
that.
be flowing.
Yeah, come on now. With the tie, like that's their thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you have any more duos?
Well, yes, but it kind of goes to the artist one.
Okay, so I have more producer
Okay.
duos. I think I have. I wanted to talk about the audibles.
Yeah, I've never even heard of them.
Yes, so the audibles, I met them in LA at a studio that I used to work at called Black Star.
Okay.
So shout out to Ali, shout out to Pooh Bear. The audibles, um, Justin Bieber has an album called Intentions. They have a lot of placements on that. But that was the first producer duo that I actually worked with in a room.
Mm,
So usually, one producer will produce me and like again has the vision is like do this. But this was the first time I saw two people who love making music together work with me. So that was really cool just watching how they gave each other space to do what they do best. One person cut my vocals, another person did the drums, then the other person would do the horns, and another person recorded my guitar. It was just like they had a flow,
right.
And I actually recorded. I have an unreleased version. I have a song with Mary J. Blige because they cut a
Oh,
song with Mary J. And they were like, I think she's not using it. So they put like my vocals with it and put me and Mary J's vocals together
oh wow.
on the chorus and stuff. So that was with the audible. So I just had to like shout them out and talk about that because that was really cool to me. Um,
So speaking of the working as a group, so the Audibles, they, because I didn't mention this with Stargate, they are producer and writer duo.
but
So
they also both produce.
right, this what you're asking,
No, telling.
you telling
So they
three of
do. They are producer writer, but
okay,
they're producer writer. Like they
okay,
both
yeah,
both they both do both. Yeah.
right. So yeah, that's what I was asking. So how so you were saying it's easy, but you haven't seen like Jimmy Jam. Have you worked with them and seen them
No,
in?
not yet.
I wonder
Mm.
how they work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
same.
Especially work with someone for so long and you're not romantically involved, like just your friend. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's you gotta be
They're
like,
working with this new, I think it's Matea,
okay,
R&B artist. Have you heard of her? She could sing.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're working with her. I'm excited to hear like her music, what it's gonna sound like. Like
The
she's working
Audibles or Jimmy Jam?
Jimmy Jam,
Okay.
Terry Lewis. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that. Like a more modern, recent R&B artist, who can sing down.
Gotcha.
Like how they're gonna produce her.
Yeah.
You know,
Cause I'm trying to think the last thing I've heard about Jimmy Jam, like song that I know that they produced. Like
Janet, something Janet, right?
that's not Janet, like I don't know. We'll check it
I
out.
was super excited to hear that you remind me to
Yeah, I
notice.
had no idea.
Me either. That's one of my favorite Usher songs.
Good one.
Um, yeah. Okay, so let's get into the producer artist.
Yes. So, have you heard of Nate Rocket Wonder and
No,
Chuck Lightning?
no.
So these are the guys who basically are Janelle Monáe's producers. Basically,
Mm.
since her debut album.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
They did this last one too.
mhm, yep,
Pleasure. What
yep.
is it? It's called Pleasure.
The Age of Pleasure.
The Age of Pleasure.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
So, right. Have you listened to her stuff, her discography?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know, like
She needs to have an artist episode.
yes, she does.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Like, no one was doing anything what she was doing, like the way she dressed. It was just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so
yeah.
iconic. Anywho, like these guys, they're from Atlanta. Uh they're part of this group they're part of her collective, which is like the Wonderland Art Society. So it's just a
Mhm.
group of friends and they each have their thing and they work together, collaborate and whatnot. So they basically produce pretty much like 85% of all of her music. Um, the guys have this group they call the Deep Cotton, which is like part of their art group. It's like their alias. So they did Metropolis Suite, which is like the first suite of Janelle Monáe. It's like part of this whole. what I love about Janelle and her music is she gives concepts.
Mhm.
Like, and she'll like. Did you ever notice a storyline in her music? Like, did you follow
Yeah, like
Mayweather, like Cindy
computer.
Mayweather? Yeah,
Yeah.
like all that. So it's basically a retelling of like Metropolis from 1927,
Mhm.
where she has to go save the people from like purgatory.
Yeah, yeah.
But and it's genre bent. It's like psychedelic, it's rock, it's hip hop, it's
Yeah.
experimental. Um, and what I love about them is they've been able to like ride with her artistically and like go with her sound. It's like her last album doesn't sound anything like her
Right. But
first,
it's
like,
her.
but it's
When
her.
you listen to it, it's still Janelle Monáe.
Yeah. Do you see Antebellum?
I didn't watch it. It was scary.
Yeah, but good, entertaining.
Okay.
Um,
It
so
came out around the same time as Harriet. I just want to say this, and it was confusing me because at certain parts I didn't know which commercial it was,
right. I never saw Harriet.
and I watched Harriet.
Okay.
All right, you watch Harriet, I'll watch the Antebellum.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's different.
I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna
Um,
watch it though.
you seen The Village by
I'm
M
gonna watch
Night?
that at your house though, huh?
M Night, The Village.
No,
It's like a back version
it's
of that.
scary.
It's like a lot. It's a
It's scary
scary
and
thought.
white.
It's scary. It's real. It's historical. It's scary because it's like Get Out
Is it like a
scary.
white cast?
No, it's black. It's black and white. It's on the lines of Get Out. It's that kind of scary.
Oh, that didn't scare me though, so I'm gonna watch it.
Okay. Thriller kind of things.
Okay, I
Yeah.
could do that.
Um.
I could do thriller.
Yeah. It's not like
I
slasher.
can't do Orphan.
Oh no, it's not like that.
All right, but
Um, so Nate did the music for that film.
oh,
Yeah,
cool.
he scored it, and because they had Chuck co-wrote it. He
Dope.
wrote it and co-directed it because it had like.
The actual film.
Sorry, I'm getting myself confused. Sorry.
And Chuck is a part of this duo?
So the dude, yeah, Nate Rocket and Chuck Lightning are the duo, the producing
Yeah,
duo.
yeah, okay.
Antebellum is a film 2020. Nate, he composed that.
Got you.
Right. So what I was getting confused about is when Dirty Computer came out,
Hmm.
there was a coinciding 48-minute film that was released.
Really?
Yes, it was
Where can
basic.
I watch that?
I think you find it on YouTube, but it was like a whole. She called it a what did she call it? A emotion, like it's basically just like a visual thing, but she had like a whole name for it. But it was written and co-directed by Chuck Lightning, and Nate did the music for that film. So it's just
Mm,
basically like a long visual of. Yeah,
nice.
it's good. It has Tessa Thomas
Oh,
is in
yeah,
it.
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, Tessa Thompson. Yeah, so it's
Yes.
really good.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's real
Okay.
good. Um, what
Dope.
else? What else?
Oh, okay, I wanted to talk about are you finished with them? Did you have more to say about them?
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to, before we wrap up, just talk about one more duo.
Yeah.
Artist, producer,
Yes.
duo, Phineas and Billie Eilish.
Yes. I thought you were gonna say Missy and Tim.
I feel like I was gonna say them, but I feel like we talked about them a little bit. We
Yeah.
didn't talk about them in depth, but I really wanted to get into
Yeah.
Billy and Phineas
You said that.
because I love them for multiple reasons.
Yes, me too.
I respect them. They're brother and sister.
Hmm.
Um, they for a long time, for a majority of the beginning of their career, made that music in their bedrooms. Um, they write it all. They produce it all. There's just like a level of like genius that I feel like their parents created in them.
They're like best friends.
Yes, it's so beautiful to watch. Like so beautiful to watch.
Hmm.
And that what was I made for?
Oh my god.
That melody literally like makes me go to a place emotionally that like it happens every time. Like it's insane. Bad Guy, that whole first Ocean Eyes, like those songs are incredible.
I love their story. That they're just like this all the time. It's really cool. And I think for their artistry, the way they're able to just separate them. Where are they from? Like,
California,
okay, for some reason I was
LA.
okay.
Their parents are actors.
Oh, really? I didn't,
Still to this day.
I didn't even know that. I
Her
thought they
mom
lived
was
in
on an episode of Friends.
shit. I didn't even know that. I thought they were from like Wyoming. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. They give that
yeah. But yeah, the fact that
no offense
they
to Wyoming or Billie Eilish.
what wasn't he working as a producer at a label?
Phineas?
Yeah, like wasn't there a way he was able to kind of get ears on her
Well,
when
he
they
was making his own music.
okay,
He had
maybe
his own band.
okay, maybe that was
And
it.
he's like, "Hey, can you come sing on this really quick?" And they're like, "Wait, that's insane. Like, we need to make more music for you." You know?
You know, I was thinking
What were you thinking?
Billie Eilish's music or her like as an artist, it's like Aaliyah Aaliyah's music
Yeah?
and vibe, and Fiona's Apple music and vibe,
Who's
like
Fiona Apple?
Fiona Apple.
That's the girl with like a rainbow song? She's like in the country road or no?
No, Fiona Apple who was talking about Criminal and she's 90s. She was out around, came out around the time Alanis Morissette. She was like the
No, I
flip
don't
coin of Alanis
remember.
Morissette.
I'm gonna do research though. Fiona Apple.
Yes, so it's like Fiona Apple, Aaliyah are a couple and had a baby via in vitro, and it came out looking like a Teen Titan. That's who
That's Billy.
That's Billie Eilish.
Why them two though? Like what?
Because the whole style of Billie Eilish is Aaliyah, especially right now.
Why? Her
Oh, her
her
baggy,
fits.
yeah,
Her
her
fits.
baggy
Okay, yeah, yeah.
clothes.
Which, by the way, today
Yes,
Billy would wear this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the way she slouchy, the way she sits and composes herself, it's very like Aaliyah kind of did that too. The way she sat, it was a little more. It was,
Chill.
it was chill,
Hmm.
and even her vocals were like
Chill.
chill, and but the power of her voice, even though it's a chill, she has a chill voice, is very, and her lyrics are very similar to Fiona in a way to me.
Mm.
And she
Fiona
dresses
Apple.
like a Teen Titan, like with the, when she had that green hair, like she
Teen
looks like a
Titan.
comic book character,
She
like
does. She does. She
yeah,
does.
in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's no shade. I just think
Yeah,
she's
no, no,
just
no.
like a
Teen Titans went off. They went
right.
for many years.
Yeah, love. I love her style though.
Me too. I love Billie Eilish, and
Mhm.
I wish her and her brother all the success. I think they deserve all the awards that they get because they really are super talented, and it's new, it's fresh. They care about what they're writing about, and yeah, I respect
Have you
them.
listened to any of his music though?
Phineas,
Yeah,
not at all.
me either. I
But yeah,
tried.
he did.
Yeah,
How was that try?
I. It's something about male voices have to hit me right because I'm so used to.
If
Oh,
it's not Luther, keep it.
now he can sing. It's just something about I don't connect with voice. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, no.
if Billy was singing, I'd be like, yes. I'm just
Yes,
saying,
yes.
it's a
I
nice
feel
song.
that. I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel that. Yes. All right. Well, Ray is telling us we should wrap up.
Okay.
So I want to thank you all for watching today's episode on producers. Yeah, like really respect producers. I'm a producer myself, and I do think that it's a very intricate and important craft
Mhm.
that I hope we never lose and that people will continue to take their time to develop, including myself. Um, and I really implore people who are very serious about production to find people to build with. You know, a lot of the people we spoke about today have cultivated relationships with these artists and have probably made hundreds of songs with them and got these hits because they found the formula,
Mhm.
you know? And I think that's like a beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about collaboration in music is finding that formula with somebody.
That's a relationship. I think that's one of the most intimate relationships an artist can have is having that producer and like you have to know so many details about each other and how you work
Hmm.
to create something that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. Yes.
One thing. To the new producers out here, to your young bucks,
Yeah.
now,
Tell us.
like, can we please learn our music history
Mhm.
and understand like music that came before 2009,
Mhm.
perhaps?
It'll help.
It would. Like 1950s, go back to some stuff you ain't heard before and that you don't particularly like.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll help.
It will.
It'll influence your ear. And it'll honestly, if you don't like it, it might show you what not to do because you might be creating the same thing you don't like.
Or that. And if you don't like it, make it better. Make yourself like it. Make it a project.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Create, 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 create. Yes. Well, again, thank you guys for watching. I am your host, Kyra.
Jonathan Nigel.
And we are very grateful for you guys watching. Please subscribe and like the channel. Follow us on Instagram. And yeah, we love y'all. Have a good day. Peace.